I didn't film much, but because I was very much learning as I went. But here we are, part way through, wiring in the new engine loom and updated body harness for the car. Lots of notes. Tried to use proper motorsport crimps and spent a heap of money at MSEL. Lots of documentation, figuring it all out. And here's the mess inside the car. This is just testing out the updated body harness and a new relay fuse panel I made. So at this point the engine was actually running. Just obviously laid the loom out for testing. Here's the factory engine harness laid out with the new Link loom spliced in through it. So here's the wiring inside the car's mostly been updated, and I made a new switch panel for the center console there, just fixing some mistakes I made first time I did it. Made a new fuse panel down in there, reusing a bunch of old wiring, but it's got a fresh Vision battery and a nice wee bracket from Motorsport Fabrication. The new ECU, now I can run sensors for safety sensors for fuel and oil. So I've got a fuel pressure sensor and one of those combined oil pressure and oil temperature sensor in the oil cooler line there. Got all the Tarts trigger kit all wired in there. All new under there as well, new coolant sensor, and did a big simplified delete of the coolant lines. A new style Bosch, let's focus, knock sensor under there. Also relocated the fuel filter, just makes it all nice and a bit more easier to work on. Also tidied up all the wiring on this side, just the alternator, factory oil pressure and starter motor wiring. So with all the coolant lines been simplified, there's no coolant running around the rear of the head like it used to, and now I'm got one of those coolant neck spacers and just waiting on a wee fitting to go in there, and then that's the coolant return from the turbo. Normally on stock Sylvias that would return back around the back of the cylinder head and do loops through the engine multiple times and gets everything hot. Just a wee tidy up of the inlet manifold. There's no coolant running through there, just capped off the throttle body coolant lines and the air control valve, just looped it around to keep the dust out of it. Skipping forward a bit, but yeah, the car's all back together, mechanically complete now and ready for a dyno tuning on Monday. The body still needs tidying up, but I just gave it a quick lick of black spray paint over the bits of exposed metal on some of the guards. This wee broken reverse light has been like that since before I bought the car. It happened with the previous owner on the A-track off the straight that everyone loves at Ruapuna in 2006, I think. It was a practice day, I was there driving in my Laurel, and yeah, Francisco overcooked it and spun into the tyres. Just grazed the bumper and luckily didn't damage any of the tail lights. I think there's still a little bit of Ruapuna tyre wall on there. It's amazing these lights have survived actually, because I've hit a few things over the years, especially when they used to have tyre stacks on the edge of the track back in the days when I was competing, in the early days of Drift South. Luckily we don't have to deal with that anymore. Oh, this is the worst guard, but yeah, we'll get it smoothed up eventually. I have actually raised the car up a bit, but it still looks pretty low. See how it goes. Here's inside the car. Pretty ancient Momo FIA seat. I think it's, check the sticker, I think it's 1999. Should probably replace it at some point. Classic Momo steering wheel. I've got the Link can gauge there, and mounted up little rocker switches for the wipers and headlights, screen fan, and the ECU, everything's fairly tidily tucked away there. I wonder if that's going to focus. No, too dark. The ECU is mounted on a nice wee bracket up in the corner there. Here's the complete engine bay, all the components all fitted up. Nice big K&N filter, and that no airflow meter anymore with the Link, and I bought the right size one, so it clamps straight onto the old Apexi super suction intake tube there, to the stock location turbo. Saucy Tomei manifold's got a cool little copper glow to it now after it's been run a few times. Lots of heat sleeving around the vacuum hoses and wiring anywhere where the hot stuff is. Got a little NPT 90-degree fitting there for the water return from the turbo. The hybrid rocket cover, S14 rocket cover with the S13 front welded onto it. Thanks, Robbie. Other new stuff's the GK Tech over the top of the radiator catch can. That's all a sealed catch can. Still running the stock PCV valve. The Coirad radiator, viscous fan, never gets hot. And yeah, the fuel sensor, I don't know if that'll focus down in there, the Tux trigger kit, too dark, sorry. And what else? Yeah, wiring's all run, loomed up. Give the car a string wheel alignment. Got 6 degrees camber, 6mm toe out on the front, and 6 caster on the back. 1 degree camber, 6mm toe in. And interesting on the floor here, what the marks that it left after I put it away with wet tyres. So that's a front tyre. 215 40 parked up, 6 degrees of camber. And a rear tyre, 235 with 1 degree of camber. Still could be stood up a bit more. No more room on the guards, so that'll have to do. Start needs a bit of work.